Dear friends in Jesus Christ, today we are in the 33rd Sunday year C. In the first reading, Prophet Malachi speaks to the Jews who returned from the exile in Babylon. He tells that the destruction of the temple is the end of the present age. The Lord will come and vindicate them. In the second reading, St. Paul speaks of a problem that people encountered immediately after the death of Jesus. Many believed that at the death of Jesus, the world will end and the new age will begin. In preparing for the second coming of Jesus, many stopped working and depending on the community. In this context, St. Paul tells that the best way to prepare oneself for the second coming is to be faithful to one's duties. In the Gospel of today, taken from St. Luke, Jesus and his disciples looking at Jerusalem from Mount of Olives. They were looking at the temple of Jerusalem. The temple was considered as one of the wonders of the ancient world. It was grand and beautiful. The temple was a pride for every Jew. For Jews, temple had become the focus of their faith. Faith must be rooted on God, not on the physical and temporal structure. It is true, at times religious buildings can actually become distraction of faith. Jesus prophesies of destruction of the temple. For a Jew, it was the most hurting thing to hear. The temple was considered as a sign of the abiding presence of God, and people thought that it will last until the end of the time. In other words, through this prophecy, Jesus was talking about the end time. He is warning them about the difficult times that they will encounter. He is warning especially his followers that they will face persecution. But Jesus also assures them that God will be with them. As we are coming to the end of the liturgical year, Church is giving the eschatological theme so that we may be well prepared. The end time is imminent, but we do not know when and how. If we live each day as best as we can, showing love for God and love for fellow human beings, we will never have to fear when God comes for us. Then Jesus gives us two teachings in the gospel of today. The first teaching is not to be deceived. He tells us that there will be those who say, I am He, and the time is near. When someone makes a claim that I am He, then they want to become false God for us. When someone claims that the time is near, then they speak against the gospel. So do not be deceived. The second teaching of Jesus in the gospel is that we should not be afraid. There will be wars, earthquakes, famines, plagues, and persecution. But Jesus calls us to be confident and to have faith in God. We are invited to practice perseverance, compassion, and forgiveness. Dear friends in Jesus Christ, what are the things distracting us from Jesus? Who are the false prophets today? How do you prepare yourself for the coming of Jesus? May God bless you all. Amen.